have the encapsulation. As the name suggests, we are gonna capsule everything, like we gonna bind the data and the code together, and a class is the best example for the encapsulation. Well, now I am going to discuss about the encapsulation. As the name suggests, we gonna capsule the data and the code together. The definition of encapsulation goes like this. Here the code and the data are binded together into a single entity, and here we have the class circle. Here we are passing the data like radius, and we have the code like we have the two methods, define circumference and the define area. As the definition of encapsulation says that we are binding both the data and the code together, and this class circle is the best example of encapsulation. Any class with any name is best example of the encapsulation, and this is all about it. At last we have the data abstraction, in which we're gonna hide everything that is related to the class, and we're gonna present only the future features. And I will go with the data abstraction. As the name suggests, we gonna abstract the data from the class, and we gonna hide everything that is related to it. For example, here I am going to create a class called circle. Here we have the class circle, and after that I'm going to use the constructor define init, and I'm going to pass the two arguments, the self and the radius, and I say self dot radius equal to radius, and I'm going to use some of the methods. The functions in the classes are termed as methods, as you know. Here I'm going to create a method called circumference. I will name that only. We have the circumference, and I'm going to pass the self, and as you know, the circumference is always 2 pi r. Therefore I am going to multiply 2 and 3.142 into self dot radius, and we have the circumference. Next I'm going to have some area, like define area, and area I'm going to pass the self and return. As you know, pi r square is the formula. Therefore 3.142 into r square means self dot radius square. Okay, fine. We have successfully created a class, and we have successfully created a constructor, and we have the two methods. One method is a circumference, second method is the area. Whenever we pass the data into the circle like radius, we gonna pass the radius, and we call for the circumference or area. We are gonna get the circumference and the area of that circle accordance with the radius. For example, here we have the P, and I am going to assign the circle to it, and after that I am going to print P dot circumference. Here we have to pass the data, like I am going to pass 5 as the data, and I am going to run it. As you can have a look at here, we got our circumference as a 31.41, and this is how we are going to use the classes. Here the implementation part, that includes the class circle, define init, radius, and the circumference. We are gonna hide these all things. We just assign the class with some value that we have to pass, like we have passed the radius, and I have called the circumference function or the method of that particular class, and we got our answer. Here the user is gonna use these only two things, but these all things are hidden, and this is what the data abstraction say. Like here the implementation part is hidden and the features are presented, and this is all about the data abstraction.